recently in the Pokemon market, we saw some single cards spike up in value, whether it be illustration rares, evolutions when Prismatic dropped, of course, and we have seen some Team Rocket cards that have gone up in price. When I mean by Team Rocket cards, I mean cards or Pokemon that are kind of related to Team Rocket, whether or not that be maybe Mewtwo's or the Persian, Jesse and James from Hidden Fates, so on and so forth. We have seen some of them shift. So Distant Rivals is just around the corner. It's coming out, I think it's the end of May. Of course, we just had Journey Together drop, which was very expensive, but prices are falling like crazy right now. Distant Rivals is going to be an interesting one. I'll be doing a video covering that soon. But today we'll be looking at some cards which I think could see some increase in value, not just based on Distant Rivals, but also based on what we know is coming, not just later on this year, but also next year with the 30th anniversary product as well. So we're going to be looking at all different eras today, not just Scarlet and Violet. So we're going back in time, and we're going to be looking at some cards which, you could see some real growth, and some of them already started to climb. So it's going to be an interesting one. So let's jump in. Right, we're on PokeJace.io today. We're going to be taking a look at some cards which will be really interesting. So the first one we have today is from XY Evolutions. I know you may be thinking not a Charizard or anything like that. We're looking at the full art Mewtwo EX, and there's going to be quite a few Mewtwo's in today's video from different sets, which I think will do very well. So Mewtwo is already a fan favorite Pokemon, and with Distant Rivals, Mewtwo's like on the box art for the ETBs and also the booster boxes and the packs. So yeah, Mewtwo's will be the forefront. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a special illustration rare Mewtwo. Mewtwo's going to be big, okay? XY Evolutions, we've got the full art EX. It's about $20 to $30 raw, which isn't a huge amount of money. PSA 10, we're looking at $150. If you as you can see here with the green line, this is the PSA 10 value, and it has been going up over time, right? Going from like $80 and doubling in value. So it has been doing pretty well in the graded space. And now if we look at the raw price, again, we can see the raw price has also been climbing. We've got the raw price there in the blue, and TCG Play in the orange. So TCG Play just slightly above the market value. But overall, it has been slowly climbing. This could be a card to look out for. Sweet card though. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of modern full arts, but these type of full arts I actually do like from the XY era. It's one of the few things from the XY era I actually do like. But yeah, this is one to look out for. It is Mewtwo. Around $20 to $30 isn't too bad. Okay, we're going to Paldean Fates. We're talking about the baby shiny Pikachu. Now, of course, Paldean Fates sealed product has been getting more and more expensive. Bubble Mew's been going up. Charizard, Gardevoir, you name it. The big SIRs in the set have been going up. So the reason I'm looking at Pikachu, one, is there a ton of baby shinies in this set, and they're really tough to pull, like a specific one, and the Pikachu is the toughest to pull. It's the most valuable one in the set, but it's Pikachu, right? And with celebrations, we saw obviously Pikachu on the box art for the 25th anniversary. You look at Generations, same again. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see again with the 30th anniversary with Pikachu and things revolving around Pikachu. So this could see again a little bit of a boom maybe going into the release of the 30th anniversary product in 2026. Of course, this one at the moment is doing pretty well. Like, it's sat around $30 to $40, which is very, very good. And even the graded price, right? We see here the graded price, $120 is now pushing its way towards $200. In fact, it was over $200 at one point. So it's doing well in the graded space. And even raw, we're seeing gains in it raw. Over the last 6 months, the market price along with TCG Player, this Pikachu has been pushing higher and higher and higher. So this could be another sign. It's a tough card to pull. Paldean Fates getting more and more expensive. This is, a really tough one to get. Keep an eye out for the Pikachu. I love the baby shinies in the set, and I think this is like no exception. This is just a very, very good one. And yeah, keep an eye out for this one. This could be a little hidden gem, I think. Okay, going back to Mewtwo, we got Mewtwo EX this time from Celebrations. This is from the Classic Collection. Celebrations is getting more and more expensive for sealed products and booster packs. And I do think that Celebrations will go up in value. Right? I think Celebrations will do very well when the anniversary product drops. This is kind of like a double whammy. Mewtwo, Garden Destined Rivals, Celebrations card related to the 30th anniversary. And this is a cheap card. This is under $10. We're looking at $40 in a PSA 10. Okay, not really that fantastic, really, in a graded card. But this might see some gains, right? I mean, it's been going up and down, right? The price of this, it's been going up and down like an absolute yo-yo. Even when you look at the raw price of this, it's been bouncing around that, you know, it's been bouncing around all over the place. But overall, it's slightly higher. We're right. It was down about $4, and now we're looking around about $7. So it has been going up ever so slightly, nearly doubled actually, to be honest. This one, again, cheap one. Look out for, because it could do very well. Okay, on to a slightly bigger Mewtwo from Pokemon Go of all sets. This is the Mewtwo V Art. This one already has seen some gains. When Destined Rivals was announced, we saw this card start to climb. And Pokemon Go, believe it or not, is actually going up in value. I know, it's wild. So this card at the moment, the price is pretty random, right? It's between $30 and $50. PSA 10 though, it's been making gains. I mean, 136 in a 10. I do actually have one in a 10. I love the artwork though, even though Pokemon Go is a pretty poor set. So it was $60. It did actually reach as high as nearly 180, so it nearly tripled in value in a PSA 10. And it is cooling off a little bit, so keep an eye out for this one, especially when Destined Rivals drops, of course. But raw price has been doing really well. It was like a $15 card, under $20. And I mean, a TCG player at one point, it was over 50. Now it's come back down to reality a little bit, and it's like doubled in price over the past 6 months. So keep an eye out. I know Pokemon Go, you might be thinking that's crap. You know, it's a terrible set. Not the best, but it is going up in value. But this card might see some big gains with Destined Rivals release. And it's sweet art, to be honest. You know, it is pretty cool art from Pokemon Go. Okay, we're going for an even bigger Mewtwo this time. This is the Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. Now, Crown Zenith is getting more expensive, harder to find as well. This has always been a big card, okay? It's always been a highly valued card in Crown Zenith. And believe it or not, it's actually going up in value, even graded. Look how many have been graded. Nearly 14,000 PSA 10s out there. This card raw, doing pretty well, like over $100, you know, $150 on card market. But $250 in a 10 with nearly 14k of them is bonkers. I've still got one. I want to grade it, so it'd be interesting to see if it gets a 10. But that'd be pretty cool. So we look here, we've got graded price was $135, going all the way up to $300. And it's cooling off a little bit, but holy smokes. And then look at the raw price, right? The raw price of this has jumped up massively. I mean, we saw a lot of like the gold V-Stars from Crown Zenith bump up, like the Giratina, Arceus, and so on. They all did very well. This one went along with them. It's like the honorary, you know, gold V-Star essentially. But the artwork is incredible for this one. So we're looking at $50, pretty much over doubled in price over the past 6 months. So again, I think this one's going to be probably impacted by the release of Destined Rivals, but I also think that this is going to go up just because how good Crown Zenith is. Crown Zenith is such a popular set, huge fan favorite set. It is getting hard to get hold of. It is getting more expensive. This is such a huge card. This one has, I think, more room to grow, but it's definitely a more pricier card to pick up. All right, we're going back into the Sun and Moon era. We've got Hidden Fates. This is the shiny Mew GX. So this is the one, of course, the full art from Hidden Fates. This is an interesting one because Hidden Fates has been making gains. We've seen Hidden Fates climb. We saw Jesse and James from Hidden Fates get influenced by Destined Rivals, and they went from like a $10 card to like a, I don't know, $70, $80 card. And now Mewtwo is seeing some gains as well. So we look here, raw price between $50 and $60. 177 in a 10, quite a few of them graded in a 10 in fact. But if we look at this graded price, over the past 6 months it went from like a $80 to $90 card to nearly doubling in value in 6 months. So it's already making gains in that PSA 10 slot, which is pretty good, right? And then we look at the raw price. Again, the raw price, somewhat steady, but slowly climbing, okay? Slowly climbing. We're looking here, raw price was just under $40, and currently we're looking around about $50. And even the TCG player one is breaking away and pushing towards $70. So overall, this is a big card. Hidden Fates is getting more expensive. This isn't an easy card to pull either. So keep an eye out, especially with the release of Destined Rivals. And then finally, a non-Mewtwo card is the Celebi V full art. And this is the old art, of course. Now, for me, I think Fusion Strike cards, especially some of the old arts, Celebi and the Mew, are going to be very good. Okay? And the reason being is because it is a hyped set. Like I say hyped, well, it's a very successful set. It's probably the best way to do it. It's a very successful set. You can have $500 a booster box, give or take. The set has insanely tough pull rates. It's a horrible set to open. and the artwork is incredibly awesome. Like the Celebi, the Mew, beautiful artwork. There's some other ones in the set, like the Greedent and stuff, which I don't think will be that great. But I think Celebi will be a very good one moving forward. And you see like the other big arts, the Gengar and the Espeon and stuff, are just absolute pure insanity. We're looking roughly around $50-ish for this one. In a PSA 10, 230, which is actually big increase. And even if you look at the graded price, it's like over doubled in value, nearly tripled in value in some places, but it's nearly $300. That's very impressive. So yeah, this one's going to be a pretty good one if you can get it graded, but because no one's going to be really pulling this that much anymore, just because of how expensive and difficult it is from Fusion Strike. But again, we can see the raw price of this has been climbing over the past 6 months. You never know, this could be a $100 card raw in the future with like back up to $300 plus in a PSA 10. I think it has that potential. I mentioned it before, where I think Fusion Strike down the line could become a $1,000 booster box. So keep that in mind with cards like the Celebi V Full Art, because it is a beautiful card. A lot of people do like it from a set with tough pull rates and very expensive now. So yeah, this could see some real big gains. I mean, it already is seeing gains, but it has more room to grow, I think, down the line. So you have it, guys. Those are just some cards, based around what's happening in the market and what is to come. Of course, Destined Rivals, when that releases, we don't really know everything in that set yet. We only seen Heatwave Arena. We haven't seen the Japanese set of Gloria Team Rocket, where it's obviously going to come with a lot of the Rocket cards. But we can assume that Mewtwo is going to be in the set from all the artwork and the packaging and so on and so forth. So I think a lot of Mewtwo cards could see some gains. We saw that with Prismatic when Prismatic dropped. We saw a lot of evolutions pretty much in every single set go up in value. We've already seen some Team Rocket cards go up in value already. 30th anniversary, right? Celebrations. Keep an eye out on those cards. They're already making gains. Anything that might be related to the 30th anniversary, whether or not it be a Pikachu, whether or not it'd be something from Celebrations, keep an eye out. Even Generations, just keep an eye out on what is happening on some of these cards. Because I think they're going to be good, right? And we just don't know what's coming out on the 30th anniversary. We don't know what Pokemon's going to do yet. But just the thought of it has an impact on the single card values. And the Celebi, right? Fusion Strike, very expensive. Of course, there's a lot of sets and a lot of cards which have been going up in price. I mean, if you look at a lot of the illustration rares in the Scarlet and Violet era, most of them have all shifted up in value. I think there's some that are still, a bit sleeper hits, but I do think there's some good ones. And if you go back further into the Sword and Shield era, and even Sun and Moon XY, you can see some real big gains to be had from a lot of these cards, especially in the PSA prices. If it's the end of the video and you enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments on these cards. Is there any other cards that you would add into this list that you think could be going up? Did I miss any cards related to Team Rocket? I know you got like Persian, Mewtwo, Zubat, I guess. I don't know. Like, what else could potentially see? I mean, I don't know. A Zubat illustration rare could be quite interesting if they do that. I mean, we've got Wobbuffet coming as the ETB promo, so who knows? Okay, a Zubat illustration rare. I wouldn't hate it. But that is it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on screen, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys legends, and I'll see you in the next one.